Coming up on OU Nightly, we're expecting some winter weather to affect the region. I'll let you know where, when, and all the details you need to know.
With dangerously cold temperatures across campus, what you need to know to stay safe. And another aviation incident as a Delta airplane flips at a Toronto airport. We have the latest. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Spencer Plato.
And I'm Colson Pocock. We begin tonight with dangerously cold temperatures moving into the state, making OU transition to virtual learning Tuesday.
Your campus weather authority has team coverage of the potential for ice and bitterly cold wind chills.
Let's get over to OU Nightly's Aiden Bruns.
Like you said, guys, dangerously cold temperatures, wind, and a lot of snow and ice accumulation possible. We see these weather alerts stretching all the way from the Dakotas, Minnesota, down to Texas. Here in Norman, well, we're impacted by the purple region, which is a winter weather advisory. And we've got classes moved to online tomorrow, but campus is already taking the proper precautions for this. OU Nightly meteorologist Chloe Arroyo is outside for what it's looking like right now. Chloe?
Yes, Aiden, preparations are underway outside on campus. I first want to draw your attention to the roads right behind me. You can see Lindsay Street right here. Notice the white faint lines on the roads. That means the roads are treated for snow and ice. So preparations are underway. We also have cold temperatures today. Take a look at this on your screen. We've got temperatures in the mid 40s. It's going to be even colder in the next couple of days. Your campus weather authority is going to continue to track this all throughout the week. And we'll have all the updates all throughout this week. Aiden.
Thanks so much, Chloe. Yeah, like she said, we're going to track this because it is the #1 story we've got going right now. So coming up in your full forecast, I'll break down all of the winter weather, when it's coming, how much. We'll talk about the extremely cold temperatures and how this is going to impact students, faculty, and all of campus.
Thanks, Aiden. And with these weather conditions on everyone's mind, we have more on how to be ready. OU Nightly reporter Abigail Franklin is live in the studio. Abigail, there's a lot of preparation to do ahead of the storm.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Spencer. Not only are preparations needed for the roads, but also your body as you brace for the winter weather that's coming our way. And we spoke with those working around the clock today to prepare for the days ahead.
All the departments, not just roads, but parks people have to get out. Water department's got duties and responsibilities to address it. Police department, fire department.
It's an all-hands-on-deck situation as Winter Storm Kingston knocks on Oklahoma's door.
So right now at this stage, the city itself is doing a lot of internal preparations for making sure that they're able to be ready to respond.
And here in Norman, the biggest preparation begins with the streets division, salting and brining the roads.
So we've already gone to 12-hour shifts, so we'll have crews going 24 hours a day between now till the end of the weather event to make sure that we have people on call at all times.
And while the city prepares for the weather ahead, physicians at OU Health say preparing your body is just as important.
It's obviously really important to cover up any exposed skin, particularly when it's going to get as cold as it will this week, which is below 5 degrees. That's when frostbite can happen within 30 minutes of exposure.
So how can you dress properly if you have to be outside?
So you need good footwear and good handwear. Gloves and or boots are really important. Hats. Heads are where we lose most of our heat, so a hat will really help keep a lot of the heat in.
In extreme cold, the National Weather Service says beyond those items, it's important to dress in layers and protect your face. These items combined can protect from frostbite.
The signs and symptoms of frostbite are initiating as numbness and tingling, particularly in the fingers and toes. The skin color can change from like a red to a bluish purple, almost gray. Those are signs that you are really not, your skin is really getting too cold, not getting enough blood flow to those digits, so you need to get them.
Now, I do want to note that if you are experiencing any of those symptoms that the doctor listed out there, it's best that you slowly warm those affected areas and seek professional help if the sensation doesn't return. For now, live in studio, Abigail Franklin, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abby. Drivers in Norman are gearing up for some of the coldest weather of the year. Winter weather can be tough on vehicles. OU Nightly's Sam Mangan has the steps you can take to avoid breakdowns.
No vehicle is safe in the cold, whether it's cars, trucks, or even motorcycles. And with temperatures dropping over the next few days, drivers can run into all sorts of issues. So have people up north dealt with these kinds of problems? We spoke with someone from Wisconsin to find out.
I'm from Wisconsin, so we do things a little bit differently over there. A lot of times it's nice to live here because I don't normally have to worry about like heating up my car, brushing the ice off, brushing the snow off my car or anything like that, and starting it up super early. But lately it's been pretty bad here with the cold front.
And she's not alone. Cold weather can take a serious toll on cars, especially if not well maintained. So what are the most common problems mechanics see when dealing with this cold weather? We checked in with a local expert to find out.
From check engine lights to tire pressure warnings, and even loose gas caps, cold weather can bring all sorts of car troubles, but according to mechanics, the most common culprit is
probably the batteries. Just because when the temperature drops in the batteries, it slows down the electrical systems inside the battery that give the rest of the car power. And so a lot of the times when it gets cold outside, that'll be the first thing to go.
So whether you're driving a car, truck, or motorcycle, the cold could bring all sorts of challenges. While we may not get the same harsh winter conditions as places like Wisconsin, there's still plenty we could do to keep our vehicles running smoothly. Sam Mangan, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Sam. In breaking news out of Toronto, Canada, a plane flips upside down, leaving at least 15 people injured. OU Nightly's Emily Labeth has that and the rest of today's international and national headlines from the News Center.
Delta plane flips over while landing on a snowy runway. The plane arriving from Minneapolis was carrying 80 passengers. All of them have been safely evacuated. At least 3 passengers, including a child, are in critical condition, according to emergency responders. Authorities are now investigating what caused the plane to flip during landing. The Trump administration is taking further steps to downsize the federal government, this time targeting the Federal Aviation Administration. The move comes less than 3 weeks after a mid-air collision near Washington, D.C. that killed 67 people. The union representing FAA workers says hundreds of probationary employees are being let go, including those responsible for installing, inspecting, and maintaining air traffic control communication systems. In New York, 4 deputy mayors under Eric Adams have resigned. This comes after Adams agreed to help the Trump administration crack down on illegal immigration in exchange for the Justice Department dropping corruption charges against him.
If you harm innocent people and those innocent people are documented or undocumented, you don't have the right to be in this country with your violence.
Officials resigning as the deputy for public safety involved in the city's deportation plans. Spencer Colson.
Thanks, Emily. And when OU Nightly returns, a possible solution for chickens affected by the bird flu.
The growing concerns for the virus among other animals.
And wholesale inflation remains high in the U.S.
Hear what this could mean the next time you hit the store. Next.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
The United States Department of Agriculture issues a conditional license for a bird flu vaccine as an ongoing outbreak affecting flocks continues to drive up egg prices. OU Nightly's Whitney Smith has this and more in today's Money Matters.
Egg prices are expected to rise by about 20% this year, according to the USDA's latest price outlook. This is a jump compared to the overall food price increase of just 2.2%. With the supply strain, many are hopeful that the new approved bird flu vaccine will help control the outbreak. However, officials warn the bird flu is now spreading to other animals, including cattle. Wholesale inflation in the U.S. remained high last month. Economists say this means even higher prices could be ahead for American shoppers. Economists were expecting producer-level prices to slow down on an annual basis, but the producer price index was up 3.5% in January compared to a year prior. The index is currently holding at its annual highest price rate since February 2023. Americans are cutting back on spending for the first time since August. New data from retailers shows sales dropping by 0.9% in January. That's a sharp decline from December's revised 0.7% gain and well below what economists were expecting. Experts say shoppers are holding back, spending less at both stores and auto dealerships. Gas prices are falling. Here in the state, prices dropped by 11 cents per gallon over the past week. The average price for a gallon is now $2.57. Spencer, Colson.
Thanks, Whitney. And coming up on OU Nightly, with winter weather moving into the area, school districts are adjusting their learning schedules.
We are tracking school closures and remote learning in central Oklahoma.
This winter weather is going to affect everybody. I'm going to let you know when and how coming up in my full forecast after the break.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs.
We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable.
Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org.
Welcome back to OU Nightly, and thanks for joining us. We've got a lot to inform you on today, but starting with winter weather alerts, take a look at this. We've got impacts starting from Texas going all the way up to the Dakotas, Minnesota, Montana, stretching all the way through the Great Plains. And if we take a look at Norman and Oklahoma specifically, well, we've got 3 different types of impacts to look out for. Norman is here in the purple. Most importantly for us, we've got a winter weather advisory in place going into tomorrow. Up in the pink here, a winter weather warning stretching through northeastern Oklahoma, where we could see a little bit more snow and ice with this impacts, and an extreme cold warning out in the Panhandle. So a lot of impacts coming our way this coming evening, tonight into tomorrow. And here's what we know. Well, we've got a dangerous cold system bringing snow, ice for the entire state is going to probably be impacted by this. The timing, it starts heading into tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. and spanning all of tomorrow. The uncertainty comes with how much snow and ice could be coming with this system. It's a lot to break down, but here's to start out. Well, you know, today wasn't too crazy. It doesn't really seem like winter weather's on the way. We were pretty warm. Temperatures in the 40s today, almost 50 for highs. Feeling a little bit cooler. Our winds aren't too high, which is the good news, but that is going to change. Taking a look at our future cast, well, we're going to be cloudy tonight and we're going to stay dry until tomorrow morning. Around 6 a.m. is when the ice shows up. That's the first thing that's going to hit us here in Norman. So if you have any errands you need to take care of, do so tonight, because tomorrow is going to be pretty busy. We may see some more ice continuing and get a little break towards the afternoon in that lunchtime hour, but the snow comes in behind it, so it could be even more slippery on the ground. We're going to be cold, so that ice is more than likely going to stick a little bit more than we saw last week. Last week was a different scenario than we're seeing this week, where temperatures are going to be much colder. Now, ice accumulation, that's the biggest thing for us here in Norman. We're expecting 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch to expect Norman, or to impact Norman. So making sure that we're taking proper precautions when we're out on the road. And if you do have to go outside, make sure you know what you're doing. Wind gusts, like I said today, not too crazy, but they are going to pick up. So with the ice and wind gusts near 30 miles per hour, that could lead to some power outages. So make sure you've got the heat turned up in your house, your apartment, because that could be a big impact for us, and most of the state could see this with the snow and ice. Winds are going to continue into Wednesday as well, pushing in the 20-mile-per-hour range, which is going to affect our wind chills. Wind chills right now, not too crazy, but they're going to be dipping down into the single digits, hitting -2 possibly by tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be cooling down all day long. And then Wednesday, colder still. We're going to see temperatures below 0 for most of it, and could get into the single digits, mostly close to -teens for us, if I can get this graphic to go forward for us. Otherwise, what I can tell you is tomorrow temperatures are going to be decreasing all day long. I'll get a look at your 7-day forecast for you here right now if I can, but we're going to be cold. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be even chillier. And then coming into the next week or so, well, temperatures are going to stay cold before we get to the rest of next week, where we're going to see freezing cold temperature, or the rest of this week will be freezing cold, but we're going to see mostly warm temperatures as we head into early next week. I'm going to head over to our student meteorologist, OU Nightly meteorologist Dylan Strelko, for some more of our extended coverage on what you need to know with these cold temperatures.
Yeah, we're talking about extreme cold, and one thing we want to really emphasize is the fact that wind is going to play a big factor for us here in central Oklahoma. Now, normally our body produces a lot of body heat, but when you start to add that wind into the equation, you see the wind starts to push that body heat just a little bit away from you. So one thing we want to make sure that you know is to start to limit that outdoor exposure when you get outside, and really layer those clothes to start to limit at least how much skin you have when you're outside in that extreme cold. Spencer?
Thanks, Dylan. And you can stay weather aware at all times thanks to your campus weather authority and NextGen Weather Call.
For just $1 a month, you will receive a call from an OU Nightly meteorologist anytime severe weather comes to Norman. Just scan the QR code on your screen and sign up today.
And schools across the state have already began canceling classes or moving to remote learning.
Some schools transitioning to online learning Tuesday include Norman and Oklahoma City Public Schools.
With the unsafe cold temperatures expected, there is a possibility for more school closings throughout the week. And both Diamond sports are now in full swing.
And there was a lot of action on the court this weekend, from college to the pros. Abby?
Yeah, that's right, guys. OU men's and women's hoops both battled conference opponents this weekend. Plus, one Sooner head coach's job could be on the line. I'll have all of that and more next in sports.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Heartbreak on the hardwood, and a certain head coach's future is in question. Hello, I'm Abby Williams, and it's time for sports. Now let's head over to the Lloyd Noble Center first. Saturday night, OU hosted unranked LSU with hopes of getting back in the win column. First half was looking good for the Sooners, and OU led by as much as 13 early in the second. But when it came down to the wire, the Tigers pulled out the win, 82-79. Now, head coach Porter Moser's taking responsibility.
You know, my faith has always been the foundation, and sometimes you don't know why you're put in these positions. The good Lord puts you in these positions. But the only thing I know how to do is to pour into these young men and teach them and really try to show them to be better, to learn how to close out games. You know, you get in a rut like that, you almost play not to lose.
So this loss has many fans wondering how much it would cost OU to fire Moser right now. According to On3, if OU was to fire him without cause today, they'd still have to pay him 75% of his salary. They did the math for us. $7.65 million is left, and unless he finds a new job, OU will pay the entire amount of the course of the next 3 years. Now for Jenny Baranczyk's squad against Missouri Sunday, the Sooners had a slow start, down 44-40 at half, but more than made up for in the second half of the game, outscoring the Tigers by 20 points to win 82-66. With just a month before Selection Sunday, ESPN predicts the Sooners to host the first round of the NCAA tournament. Now over in the NBA, the Thunder get a break for All-Star Week, but there's no rest for J-Dub and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Team Kenny and Team Chuck faced off, and both guys from OKC were making plays. But SGA gets bragging rights as Team Chuck beats Team Kenny 41-32. In a doubleheader on Sunday for Patty Gasso's girls against Hofstra, OU softball run-ruled them, got the win 11-3, but that was just a warm-up game for the Sooners. Against Baylor, it was pitcher Sam Landry that recorded a perfect game. It only took 56 pitches to run-rule the Bears and win 8-0. Both Landry and Ella Parker earned SEC weekly honors. And OU baseball had their opening series over the weekend, hosting Lehigh and run-ruling the Mountain Hawks in all 3 games. Next up for the Sooners, they face UT Arlington Wednesday down in Arlington. Spencer Colson.
All right, thanks, Abby. And coming up on OU Nightly, find out how northern states find fun when the winter weather strikes.
And with our own winter weather coming to our area, it could be time to grab your skates when OU Nightly returns.
don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I'm Cole Webster at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Norman police are investigating an incident that happened at the Wagon Bar Friday night. Police spoke with witnesses describing an assault between the victim and a bouncer. Doctors told police the victim is in critical condition. Norman PD says the bouncer is cooperating with police. But police are asking for anyone with video or information regarding the incident to contact them. We reached out to the Wagon Bar asking for a statement, but we have not yet heard back. Colson, Spencer.
Thanks, Cole. A Minnesota lodge claims they created one of the longest ice skating trails in the U.S. The 6-mile-long trail is plowed by the lodge, but the ice is all natural as the trail follows a lake.
The lodge owner says he was inspired after seeing how many people came for perfect skating conditions in the past. He says the work is all worth it when he sees how much skaters are enjoying it. So with our own weather coming in, should we bring out the skates?
I would say maybe save them for an indoor ice skating rink, with tomorrow being a first alert weather day, because we haven't been cold enough for it to be frozen out there. But current temperatures today, 40s, but going into the rest of this week, with the first alert weather day, temperatures are going to be dropping all day tomorrow. And then look at the lows. Being in the single digits, we're going to feel like we're in the negatives for most of Tuesday and Wednesday, getting this slow warm up. And then Saturday, Sunday, guys, even into Monday, looks a lot nicer. So that is the good news for us now.
Yeah, sounds like I might have to hit up the store after this.
Yes, take care of that before this ice comes in.
All right, well, thank you, Aiden, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Spencer Plato.
And I'm Colson Pocock. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with a routine screening, you can detect